let's talk about those chances. Joining me now is a member of the conservative House Freedom Caucus, opposes this bill, Republican Congressman from the great state of Michigan, Justin Amash. Congressman, thanks so much for the time.
Thanks for having me on.
So Secretary Price, you know, obviously you've known him for years. Secretary Price was asked what he would have to say to Republicans like yourself critical of this bill. His response yesterday was, read the bill. I assume you've had a chance to do so. Has 24 hours made a difference for you?
No, and it's a bill that has no constituency. Republicans at home don't like it. Democrats at home don't like it. It seems like the only constituency for it is the political class in Washington and maybe some of the insurance companies. So I don't see how this bill goes anywhere. It certainly doesn't have 218 votes. And I think they are basically taking the Obamacare framework and trying to call it a Republican piece of legislation. And that's not what people at home asked for.
What do you say to the House Speaker Paul Ryan, who says he can guarantee that they're going to get a bill through the House?
Well, I don't know if we can get a bill through the House. I think we can get a bill through the House. We can't get this bill through the House.
Right. If there was one change that would get you on board with this bill, what would it be?
They have to start over. I think the problem actually is that they're not working with Democrats. The whole objective of our leadership team is to ram this through, then go to phase 2 and have the HHS secretary make the changes, and those changes are only in place as long as he's the secretary.
But
and
Congressman, you really think that your Republican leadership want to ram this through? That's exactly what Republicans criticized Democrats of so much back in 2009, 2010.
I think they do want to ram this through, and that's why we're already having committee markups on it. And the third phase requires us to work with Democrats, so I think we should be working with them from now to see where we can find common ground. I think that we can convince Democrats that repeal and major reforms to the healthcare system are needed.
An S&P analysis, I'm sure you've seen it, says that up to 10 million people could lose coverage under this plan. Do you think that's true?
I think it's possible. I haven't seen that analysis actually. But the point is we need to fix the overall healthcare system. We need to reduce costs. And if we reduce costs, we can ensure that people are covered with proper insurance and get the proper healthcare they need.
You know, Congressman, administration officials talking about kind of the path forward. They say that the White House is going to be putting on a full court press to get this bill through. And part of their kind of strategy here is engaging members of Congress, like they point to the president did last night in a tweet to Rand Paul saying that, you know, my friend Rand Paul, he should hope he can get on board. Would a tweet from the president change your mind?
No. I don't think it's going to change Rand Paul's mind either. The president is the kind of guy who will work this hard. I think he's going to go and use his political capital on this. But at the end of the day, what they're trying to do is a political plan. They're worried about the politics of this. They're trying to pass essentially Obamacare 2.0 and pretend that it's repeal and replace because they don't want to upset people at home who like some of the features of Obamacare, and they want to fulfill their promises to Republicans. And that's the wrong strategy. You should really be looking at the policy, working with Democrats the whole time, looking at the policy and trying to find a way we can all come together.
You know, Congressman, Paul Ryan clearly thinks is confident that he's going to get the votes to pass, if not this, he's going to pass something through the House in the end. At the end of the day, the sense that you're getting from Republicans, some top Republicans, especially in the House, one thing that leadership has to be banking on here is, after so many years of fighting this, are you really prepared to stand on the House floor and cast a vote against a Republican repeal and replace?
Well, it's not a Republican repeal and replace. It's a repackaging of Obamacare. And
you say that, but that's what Paul Ryan will say. We promised this. We put it on the floor. Republicans' names are all over this, and you voted against it.
All you have to do is look at the bill. The bill is a reframing of Obamacare. It operates the same way. It doesn't address health care costs. And I feel very comfortable voting against that because Republicans and Democrats at home don't support such a bill.
Even if it costs you your seat?
It's not going to cost me my seat.
Congressman Justin Amash, just as confident about his seat as Paul Ryan is about getting this bill through the House. Congressman, a long road ahead. Please come back on. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.